Hello all, I'm back again with another ROM review. This is for the ROM called Extra Smooth. It is an M preview ROM for the Nexus 6. I'm going to get right into it. If we go into settings and about phone, you will see that this is Android version 6.0, and this is the M preview 3. I looked over all of the different preview ROM builds that they have out. This is the one that works the best with multi-ROM. And this, I run multi-ROM so I can run several different ROMs at one time for testing and other reasons. And it comes with Elemental X kernel built right into it. There's really nothing that you have to do to this ROM, especially if you're running multi-ROM. It is a flash and boot ROM. I didn't have to flash a kernel afterwards or GApps or anything. I booted into my recovery. Basically, went through the multi-ROM setup of adding a new ROM, flashed this ROM. I did a factory reset through the options that twerp gives you, and then rebooted. It booted within, I would say, less than a minute. It came up very smoothly. Everything worked great, and I just got done setting it up. Now, I don't have every single app on it that I normally run. I'm going to kind of hold off until I see how well it runs because it is fairly new to me. I just flashed it this morning. But so far, it is running great. Right out of the box, it's running very, very good. The Elemental X kernel seems to be holding its own very well. So we're going to get into it. There's um, the M preview is kind of new to me. I've tried it before, back when it was first released, but I really didn't like it back then. There were a lot of bugs, especially when it came to theming, and I have to have theming in order for me to even consider running the ROM. So now that everything seems to be working properly, I figured, I'm going to throw it on there. I'm going to leave it on there, and I'm going to run it for a couple weeks. And then I will put down in the description after a couple weeks, kind of give you guys a heads up on anything that I may have found, or anything else. But we'll go ahead, we'll go into the developer options. I will let you see everything there. There's not much customization to this ROM. I'll let you guys know that right now. So this is going to be a quick video. Normally my videos take so long because I like to go through each and every option in the custom ROM settings so that you guys can get a feel for what the ROM is before you flash it. And this, like I said, it's basically a stock optimized ROM is what it is. It's the stock optimized version of the M3 preview. That was your developer settings. It's got the printing settings if you want to use that. Under accessories, these are your accessory options. I will scroll down through them and let you see them. That is it. Date and time, pretty standard under date and time. It does come with the 12-hour format engaged on it. It does not have the 24-hour format flicked on by default, which I like. I don't like to run the military time or, the 24-hour time. Then you have your backup and reset options. Your language and input comes right out of the gate with Google Keyboard on it. And I had no issues at all. Google Keyboard came up through the setup with no issues. I do know that we had some issues when Lollipop first came out with the keyboard wanting to enable itself during the initial setup, but We're not having this issue, at least with the Preview 3 version. Then you have your Google settings. You can get in there and change all of your settings for Google management. And there are quite a few settings for this. This is where you would set up your privacy settings, well, Google Fit, um, stuff like that. That is all in here. Your search and now, your security. These are your account settings. I'm not going to open that up. I'm going to leave my accounts private. Then you have security. Um, oh, and this ROM does not force encryption. So if you are not encrypted, again, like I said, you can just flash this ROM and not worry about it. It's going to boot right up. It's going to run for you. For those of you that wanted to try the M Preview and you were on multi-ROM and you're kind of worried about it, this is the only ROM that I have tried that did not give me issues. I had a lot of issues with the boot screen coming up, fatal error, or it would say can't allow you to boot because it's going to corrupt your system, blah blah blah. Then I would have issues when I would try to boot my first or my primary ROM. This does not do that. It works very well. Your location settings. It does have tap and pay if you want to set that up. Users. And this is kind of cool. It has memory management, which I think is pretty cool. It allows you to see what you're using right now, and it gives you kind of an average of what you use throughout a course of a day, 3 days, 3 hours. You can change that by going with that setting up there. Battery. I really can't go by this. I'm charging right now. And like I said, I just put this ROM on about 2 hours ago. I wanted to play around with it before I did a video on it. But again, like I said, it's been running really, really smooth. Then you have your apps, sound and notifications. Pretty much your standard affair. They do have a very, very good selection of ringtones and notifications, just like standard Lollipop. Kudos for them on that. I like that. Under display, again, everything in here is pretty much standard. I don't see anything really that jumps out at me that's any different on this. I am running the ambient display. Normally I don't, but I'm going to run it on this just to see how it works for a little bit. And then you have home, where that would be all your launchers. I loaded Nova Launcher on it. I'm not going to run it yet. I want to see how the Google Now Launcher works, and how well all the functions work on that. Again, I will update you guys on that. And that is pretty much it for this ROM. Again, I'll go back to About Phone so you can see all the settings for that, or the numbers. The build version is MDM 9625. The build number is MPA 441. And again, this is a ROM. The name of the ROM is called Extra Smooth. It's a really, really good ROM, especially for the M3 preview. I highly recommend you give it a try. If you've been wanting to try Marshmallow, this is a good way to do it. Everything's been working. The Google Now page is working very well. You do have to set it up. When the ROM first loads, you get one page with no swiping at all. And you have to go into the Google app, and then once you're done, then you will get this page here. The app drawer in it does scroll vertically. just like it should, for the Marshmallow. From everything that I've seen, that's the way the launcher works. Also, it has that most used apps on the top there. The top four apps are my most used so far, and then the next row under that, it would start in alphabetical order. It's got the scroll bar on the side that you can quick scroll. If you press and hold, that gives you your options to go into your settings, where you can actually change a lot of the settings in your launcher. Or you can go to your widgets and scroll through your widgets, which are vertical as well. Now, I do have some apps loaded on here, so you're not going to get some of these widgets, but for the most part, most of them are already on the ROM itself. And then the wallpapers. These are the wallpapers that come with the ROM. Standard affair. Pretty much what you would find on any Lollipop, or the later Lollipop version ROMs, I think. There are a couple, or one or two in here that is um, found only with the Marshmallow builds, but you can throw. That's why I throw Zedge on. I don't like the stock wallpapers. That's about it. The theme I'm running is Magpie, and I did do a video showcasing that theme. Layers Manager is working very, very well with this. This does come with Super User installed on it, and I had no issues at all with the Layers Manager, not one. I put the theme on it, rebooted, come back up, and perfect. So that is it for the Android M version. The ROM is called Extra Smooth, and it is for the Nexus 6. And I will see you on the next one.